Well, that's me back again, and this is like kind of a video that I don't take pleasure in making sometimes. I don't like talking shit about somebody else, but in this case I'm going to make an exception. Now, as you can probably state from the title, this is just going to be me talking about, Flat Earth's greatest one, Jeranism. And, this there's a lot I can talk about in this video, and there's a lot that I really can say, and I'm going to try and get through what I personally think of the man and what I think he really is. If he wants to talk conspiracies, he is one big conspiracy, because I really don't think he knows what he's talking about half the time. Right? This video I can end right now, if I wanted to, by just saying this short phrase. I think Jeranism is a goddamn fucking moron. He's a joke. And it's plain to see anybody who watches his videos, and like he likes to say, with anybody who has critical thinking, because he loves those kind of words, if you just watch his videos, you'd probably understand how little he knows and how much of his videos he simply just makes out of thin air. The guy, he claims people are lying, but he lies through his teeth. And let's put it this way. He always thinks that, open your mind, there's truth inside, which is a false statement in itself. I think we've gone over how stupid that phrase is quite a lot. Does that mean I'm lying to myself? Or, I don't know, it's just stupid. But it's plainly obvious to me now, after watching many of his videos, that the guy is not interested in the truth. He really is not. It's plain to see that he's already made his mind up what he thinks is truth and what he thinks is lies and part of the conspiracy. And he just seems that his goal at this present moment is to make everybody else's life as annoying as possible, because he knows damn well that he'll get a video response to it, and that will feed his community somewhat. He thinks that Red Rhetoric has fanboys. Well, his comment section is full of fanboys. They seemingly just copy what he says. Because every time I have an argument with a flat earther on Twitter or YouTube or wherever, they always seem to point me to one. If it's not Eric Dubay's videos, it's one of his videos. And they just seemingly, watch this video for proof. Probably without knowing what's in it at all. Jeranism's videos have been pulled apart, destroyed, and gone through the most critical thinking you can imagine. But the guy just seems to ignore it and brush it off, because in his mind, all science and maths is part of the conspiracy, which is the easiest way that he can think of to get rid of it, because he can't do it himself. And he has been shown many times that he can't use maths or science correctly by so many videos out there. And it's a constant, he's been shown what real research is by Cool Hard Logic. Cool Hard Logic did a video of him, I can't remember. It was a video about Tycho Brahe and parallax. Cool Hard Logic did a video about Jeranism's video on that. Quite shortly afterwards, Jeranism's video was gone. He deleted it because he know that he'd done a massive blooper on that one. He's been shown how real mathematics and maths work, and he's been personally had his ass handed to him by Red's Rhetoric himself in terms of the maths and physics. Now, if you watch Cool Hard Logic's videos, he gives you beautiful videos on the physics and maths, and if you're a physicist or a mathematician or teacher, I urge you to go and watch those kind of videos, because they are brilliant. And if you're a physicist, you would probably love to watch them to see if you could figure out if he did mistakes, which I very highly doubt that he did. And him and his ass-kissing chums at Globebusters, they're the biggest jokers imaginable. Him and Morrigile, if I'm not saying it right, you know, deep inside the rabbit hole, you know, they're all the fucking same. And, you know, there are others. And they're all the same. And to be honest, it's not the subject of the flat earth that's the problem. And that's stupid enough. It's what he says and how he says it. He says it with such sarcasm and such things that he knows, it's plain obvious to me that he doesn't actually give a shit about what he's talking about. You know, and this just furthers my belief that he is just a troll. He's a joke. He does this to get responses from people, because I think he loves the replies on YouTube, and he loves to, like with me, he came onto one of my videos and just simply called me a liar, even though I was just basically mentioning what he has said himself on some of his videos. So, you know, I feel blessed that he managed to, you know, bless me with his presence of his ungodly stench on my fucking comment section. You know? But unlike many other flat earthers out there, I leave comments free. Now, I don't have that many subscribers, because most of my subscribers probably didn't subscribe to me for this kind of stuff. Probably because this YouTube page is probably... I opened this page up when YouTube first came out, so, you know, it's not made for this. Now, Jeranism's response videos are comedic at best. Like this video here of him trying to debunk Flat Earth the Reds' rhetoric way. And he thinks that he's, you know, giving what to Red and his team. And funnily enough, right now, which it's probably finished because it finished a few hours ago, Red's Rhetoric did a reply to a video that Jeranism was playing to another audio video. So I'd love to see what Jeranism was do next. But, you know, he's been you know, when he's embarrassed more than once on a subject, I don't think he likes to come back. But this video, he rarely brings up any points. He tries to be funny. He dismisses what they are saying or what they are talking about purely because he just disagrees with what's being said, because he is that hell-bent on the fact that space is fake, without getting to any meaningful point in his arguments. Like, for example, you know, there's an argument in this video about when the astronaut, about when he has what happens when there's a leak in the cupola. And he just takes the piss out of the fact the astronaut just says, well, you'll get a leak. Well, yes, that's quite obvious. If you get a leak, you're gonna have a leak. What's so funny about that comment? And it's the fact that the guy doesn't remember. Well, geez, people can forget. You know, is he supposed to remember everything 100% of the time, every time he is asked? And the guy does reply, as a matter of fact. The astronaut does reply. He replies with the idea, well, if you get a leak, you seal off the cupola because there's a hatch. And in many of their videos, as they float down into the cupola, you see that hatch. So he knows about that. But the simple fact of the matter is, the astronaut in question is a biological engineer. He doesn't do the spacewalks. He's probably not briefed. And the thing is, even if you do get a leak, it's probably a very long and complicated procedure that they'll probably talk to you about when it happens. You know, and that's probably how they deal with it. You know, and he's a biological engineer, like I stated, so his job is not to deal with things like that. He deals in the other side of the physics. He's not the guy that repairs everything. You know, and to be honest with you, the last thing you want to think about is if shit goes wrong. Because if all you're thinking about is stuff going wrong, then you're not really going to have a very pleasant time up in the ISS, are you? You tend to try and feel free and do your job. You know, this pretty much constitutes my video of this guy, and I've had enough of him, to be brutally honest. Him and his glow busters, him, you know, that logo of his, because he's trying to be funny. It's not working. It really fucking isn't, because every single point he's brought up has been fucking smashed to the floor with a steel fist. But he still seems to bring it up again, and again, and again. Hell, even in my videos, as simple as they are and as short as they are, many of the points that are brought up by flat earthers, even I, with my limited amount of knowledge, has gone out, done a quick little bit of research, and with my own common sense, have shown why it doesn't make sense. And if I can do it, anybody can fucking do it. So, I'm going to end this video the way I started it, and essentially that Jeranism is nothing more than a joke. And, you know, none of his videos need debunking. I know Red does a fine job and they're a good watch, but most of his videos just debunk themselves. Because he does not show his own clear thinking. He goes on the fly and comes up with whatever he damn well pleases and balls to the facts. Because his reality going through his head is seemingly better than everybody else's. And with that, I end it there. Good night and see you again.